Welcome back, everybody, to the Tin Can Twosome. Today we take you to the Channel Islands, specifically to the island of Santa Cruz, where David and I are going camping. We thought we had to leave super early to beat the traffic. That may not have been necessary after all. The sun was just beginning to rise when we arrived at the Island Packers location. Good morning, everybody. We are here at the Ventura Harbor Village and we are about to get on our ferry. We are way too early. We thought we'd had to get up super early, so we left the house at 5 a.m. to make it here, not realizing that that would mean the traffic would be so good that we would get here by 6:30 and we don't even have to check in till 8. So yeah, we're a little early, but that's okay. It'll give David a chance to do a little drone fly-in and for us to check out everything around here, including the beach and, of course, the sunrise. We had made our reservations ahead of time, and trust me, you want to do that. Sometimes the boat is super full, and you will see that ours was. Time to take my Dramamine. I hear it's going to be kind of a rough crossing. Hope it helps. The boat departs at 9 a.m. sharp. There are 1,500 boat slips at Ventura Harbor, and it's a beautiful sight. Our boat took us specifically to Scorpions Cove, and the cost, because we were seniors, was only $88 a person round trip. Once our boat made it out of the harbor, we would enter into the Santa Barbara Channel on our way to the island. After all the passengers had arrived, it was time to board. Island Packers is extremely well organized. All our gear was already on the boat before we got to get on board. The crew were super friendly and super efficient. They knew exactly what they were doing.
You excited?
Very exciting. We're just about to depart. The engine is rumbling.
Yep.
We've had our safety discussion and what to do if we get seasick.
And somebody came out and handed us ginger chews, which they're just delicious anyway, but
right.
They'll be helpful too.
Well, we'll see you on the other side.
Starting out, the water was nice and calm. And then it became so choppy, it was impossible to hold my camera still.
In a world of green, just like a dream, you and I standing wild and free, with petals so golden, the sun's warm kiss, a love so strong, a bliss. Whispers of the breeze, secrets unfold. It's you that I need, it's you that I want. When the world gets cold, it's you and me. When the sun comes back, you'll see. Oh,
from Ventura to the island takes about an hour to an hour and a half. I think they build in a little time for the dolphins. And then, before we knew it, we were approaching Scorpion Anchorage.
Well, we just got off the boat, and there's a lot of people on this boat, and we're hauling all kinds of things. There's a work party, and those folks are going to be trimming trees, and there's a huge school group, so it's going to be a bucket brigade. In fact, I got to head over there and help out.
I have to say, honestly, this was an exciting boat ride. It was wild. It was crazy. There were crazy waves, the swells were going up and down the whole time, but I'm really amazed. I didn't even get sick at all.
No, you were fine.
Amazing, yeah.
Maybe you are like a sailor and didn't know it.
Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, time to get our luggage off and start the walk to the campsite.
In a world of green, just like a dream.
What you see here are lockers for the campers and the passengers to leave their gear as they wait for the boat.
The sun's warm kiss, a love so strong, a bliss.
One of the first things you're going to see is the visitor center, which we visited later that day. May I share with you just how much I hate the name Scorpion Ranch? I'm not sure why they called it that. I sure hope it doesn't mean that there are tons and tons of scorpions here. That would not be fun. I've never actually seen one in real life, even though we've been going to the desert for over 9 years. Still haven't seen one, so I'd like to keep that record going. If you'd like to try kayaking, you can bring your own over, or you can take guided kayak tours.
It's cold, it's you and me.
Our campsite was number 11, and it has the reputation of being the most beautiful site in the campground. It definitely deserves that reputation. It's beautiful. The campsite is in a grove of eucalyptus trees that smell heavenly. I believe they were brought over from Australia many, many years ago.
Through pavement we will grow forever.
Every campsite has a really nice picnic table and what we would normally call a bear box, but you'll see what we have to use it for instead. Finally, it was time for lunch. One of the best things we bring along when we go camping or backpacking are these little camping chairs that you just have to assemble on site. They're comfortable, you can lean back in them or sit up straight, and they weigh just about nothing. We did 3 hikes while we were on the island, and we took them along each time.
We always bloom, 'cause you light up the gloom. Oh, dandelion.
Our campsite was right by a dry creek. I'd love to see it with water in it. The only place you can get drinkable water is at the campground. There are some very nice vault toilets all around the campground, and they're kept really nice and clean. The tree trimmers got right to work, and they made a lot of noise. So we figured it was the perfect time to do a little exploring. Then we finally got to see our first little fox. These little foxes are indigenous to the island, and they're about the size of a house cat. They are definitely not afraid of anyone, not even humans. There are no predators to the island fox. Solar panels next to an old barn. Time to visit the visitor center. There's so much to be said about that visitor center. There is so much history represented inside. I don't want to spoil it for you though. You really have to go there and to take your time and look around. There's a lot of history on this island.
This is the bakery, and every morning they bake 25 big loaves of fresh bread. You can almost smell it. It's just getting up early in the morning to do that. And when this place was abandoned, it became a nesting area for bats, for endangered bats, actually. And they come here every spring to have their little babies hang up in the ceiling.
In the ceiling up there. Wow. The island fox is not the only famous animal here. The ravens are huge. They're a blue, black, and very glossy looking. We saw them all over the island.
I'm so excited. We have seen so many teeny tiny little foxes. They're like gray on their backs, and then they've got brown around their necks, and they are island foxes that exist nowhere else in the world except here. And the reason for that is they have no natural predators.
We are doing the Cavern Point Loop, and just something to do before dinner. We're gonna have dinner at 4:30 because the sun goes down, and there is literally nothing to do once the sun goes down because you can't do campfires here because it's too windy and there's no fire department. We're out in the middle of the ocean, so we're gonna be going to sleep and probably catching up on sleep in a big way. So we're gonna do this little loop here. Should have some nice views, and then we'll just eat some chili.
Wait till you see what's around the corner.
How cool is that? Well, we've had an incredible wildlife day.
Yeah,
We saw thousands of dolphins
literally thousands.
swimming just like
Yeah, they're
incredibly
racing
fast.
the boat.
little
Amazing.
island foxes. And there we have housing for the folks who live here. What a view! And that's a good view too.
It ended up being an extremely windy day, and that, of course, translated to an extremely windy night as well. On our way back to camp, we had a great view of Anacapa Island. We even got to watch the 4 o'clock boat head back to Ventura. We had to cook dinner kind of early because the sun set at about 5 p.m. and it got pitch black by then.
What a day we have had. We were both up just before 4 o'clock in Huntington Beach. We drove through Los Angeles when rush hour was sort of gathering up. And then we got on the boat and we saw bazillions of dolphins. And they were so fast swimming with the boat. It was just absolutely amazing to watch. And then we got to the place here, Santa Cruz Island, and oh my goodness, what a place. And we've seen foxes. Let me tell you something about foxes. We had a fox. We were sitting right here, sitting right here at the table, and I saw a fox jump out of our tent. Oh my goodness, little itty bitty foxes. And he had something in his mouth, and off he went. And it turns out it was my toothpaste. But he dropped it because I was running after him. But in any case, a very eventful day. We had a hike along the cliff, and it was dramatic and windy and almost got blown off the cliff a couple times, but fascinating. Had dinner with a young woman, Wendy and I did, who was camping a little ways down from us, and turns out she's an amateur circus performer and rock climber, and you would never have guessed. People are always more interested than you think they're going to be. So anyways, good night for now. It's our first night here at Channel Islands National Park.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We're so glad you came along. Make sure you stay tuned for next week when you'll see our very first big hike.